Hi everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, please click the subscribe button below to keep up to date on all of our tips and tricks within Outlook. So today we're going to be talking all about Outlook hacks. I've got 10 simple tricks for you to take away today and start implementing. Tip number 1. Have you ever been sent an email to tons of colleagues, but only needed an answer from probably one or two of them? You might have used text effects like the bold, underline, or a bright font color to highlight their names. But now you've got another option. Type @ followed by their name, and several things are going to happen. Firstly, their name is automatically added to the to line of the email message. Secondly, their name is highlighted in the message body. And thirdly, when they receive the message in their inbox, they're going to see an @ symbol in it, which will indicate to them that they've been mentioned and therefore there's an action. Tip number 2, using the clean up a folder option. If you've got multiple threads in your inbox with tons or even hundreds of messages in them, the chances are a lot of them are just duplicates and you probably read them, actioned them, but just never got around to deleting them. This is the perfect time to use the clean up button. What it will do is it will delete all of the messages, leaving only the messages that are unread or have unique information in them to keep that inbox nice and small. Tip number 3, how to disable desktop alerts. We're all about productivity here at Mail Manager, and in my last video I recommended turning off desktop alerts because it become a huge productivity drainer every time you see a new email pop up. So how do we do this? Within the Outlook screen, click the File button, navigate to Options, click Mail, and there'll be a selection which says Display a desktop alert. Disable this option and select OK. You'll no longer be disturbed during your day. Tip number 4, learn your shortcuts. There are quite a lot of ways to ditch your mouse and use your keyboard for common tasks. So here's a couple of them. Number 1, if you use the Control and then the letter N for November button, it will start a new email. If you use the tab to navigate through the CC and BCC fields, you'll get the body of the email as well. Number 3, you can even use the F7 button to run a spell check of your email before you send it. And finally, when your email is ready to be sent, simply press the Control and Enter button. Tip number 5, adding a second time zone. At our company, we work with businesses all around the world, and it always gets a little bit confusing when you go to book in a meeting and you think, okay, so you're 4 hours behind. It looks a bit silly as well. So when running a business, there can be many times you're in contact with someone that maybe you're in LA and you need to see what the time zone is there. So within Outlook, you can have 2 time zones, yours and another time zone right next to each other. So how do we do this? We hit the File button in Outlook, we select Options, we then select Calendar, we click onto Time Zones, and then finally click Show a second time zone and select the one you like. Tip number 6, automatic colors. I use this a lot. What you can do is you can automatically apply colors to your emails and meetings based on a predefined set of rules. For example, emails sent to you when you're the only person on the to line can be colored in red as an example, or meetings sent from a specific person or concerning a specific topic, you can have it set in another color. So all you need to do is click View Settings, Conditional Formatting or Automatic Formatting, and you can add a simple rule as you'll be able to see on the screen once you've selected this option. Number 7, manually marking an email as read. So by default, Outlook will mark items as read when your selection changes, and oftentimes we can get a bit lost in what we've actually read and what we haven't, and it becomes annoying because we miss things and it's hard to keep track of what's been actioned. I strongly recommend disabling that feature by going to Options, clicking Mail, clicking Reading Pane, and disabling the Mark Item as Read when selection changes. When you are done and want to manually mark the item as read, just use the Control and the Q button. Tip number 8, keeping declined meetings in the diary. Sometimes I can't make a meeting because I've got another one in there, but that other meeting might move, in which case I want to join the meeting I initially declined. So how do we do this? Just click Control C and then Control V. Decline the original meeting and keep the copy in the inbox. Tip number 9, effective task management. Tasks definitely very much not well used within Outlook. Similar to calendars, task lists can also be shared. So you can even go ahead and delegate tasks to people in your team, which is great if you're working on a project with one or more people, and you can start assigning certain tasks to certain people and getting notified when they're complete. So what you need to do is first create a tasks by clicking tasks and new task. Enter as many details as you wish, so subject, start date, due date, status, etc., etc. And then on the menu bar, click assign and put the name of who you would like to assign the task to and click send. The recipient can accept or decline the task, and you'll get notified of their response, just like you would with a calendar invite. And you can start ensuring people are keeping on track of the tasks that you've been assigning. And last but not least is the searching hacks, tip number 10. So obviously you can use your search as normal, but there's a few extra features you can search for. So within the search criteria bar at the top, if you want to find an email from a specific person, you can add in inverted commas from or in inverted commas to. That will be able to search for emails specifically from an individual. If you're after an email with an attachment, add inverted commas has attachment, semicolon, yes, inverted comma, and that will bring up emails with attachments. If you're looking for an email that you received yesterday, for example, use inverted commas received, semicolon, yesterday, inverted commas. If you're running out of space in your inbox and you need to find all the large emails, start typing inverted comma message size, semicolon, enormous, semicolon. And if you want to see all the emails you've not been able to read yet, click semicolon, read, no, semicolon. I hope today was useful and look forward to having you back listening to more of our tips and tricks. Thanks for joining.